getting back to this, so no fear is the biggest thing, is just saying, hey, and saying it out loud and actually projecting that like when we pray and say, hey, I'm ready to make contact and I'm not fearful of it, no matter what that is. So please show yourself in the most safe and effective way that can happen for you. For us, and also safe and effective for them, so when they do come, because now, as you know, since the 50s and 60s and 70s, craft just don't come down here now like they were seen all the time because of these neutrino light detectors and devices we have up there to destroy any type of craft that come in, right? And that is a deterrent, but they are advanced enough to holographically image themselves or project themselves or bilocate themselves, especially interdimensional beings. That's the other thing. There's so many different types of beings. Everyone's like, oh, what's the best one you've seen? Was that the octopus one Dave said, was with the cyclops eye? No. It's like, yeah, of course we phantasmically like those kind of things, but most of the part there are these 5-star beings, 2 arms, 2 heads,
Really? You just let it out.
2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. Some have 2 heads. No pun intended. But what I'm getting at is we have to, well, no, there's conjoint twins. You guys are horrible. I'm a scientist, guys. You know what a conjoint twin is? Okay, sometimes you have no.
Emery Smith, the man with 2 brains.
Oh, guys, this is going on Comedy Central live at night. But that's how we have to prepare ourselves that way. And meditation's really good, and not getting caught up in all the negativity of the world, because it's always there. Okay, let's focus on the positivity. And you know how the positivity comes? It starts with you. You guys have to start thinking this way, because what happens, Dave, when we get a good collective together and we all start thinking the same way? We can change.
It's called a cult, dude.
I was trying to push your morphogenic field book, but okay.
It's not Kool-Aid anymore. We got green tea in the back. People were concerned about food coloring, and they didn't like the sugar, so.
I'm thirsty again. So that's how we do it. So we went out there last night, we blessed the land, we did a 30-minute puja. You guys like that? There's certain areas on the planet that are contaminated with bad karmatic things, like a lot of death happened, and since I didn't know the area very well, we bring someone out, a pujari, and he comes out from the Hindu temple here in Denver, a friend of mine. And then we do this nice, beautiful blessing with all the fruits and coconuts and vegetables and pass them out, the flowers. And we say, okay, ETs, we actually bless this land. We did all this stuff. We had some amazing contact, but I usually do these things over like 6 or 8 hours in one day, from 6 p.m. to like 3 a.m. We only had 3 hours, and after midnight, it started like getting pretty heated. Olivia started doing her little thing there, and they started floating in. But the thing is, you have to first make that effort to say, you're not going to sit here, oh, when are they coming? Are they coming here? Are they here yet? Why don't you actually talk and consciously put your energy into the universe, show them who you are, say it, either out loud or, make an intention. We had the nice bowl out there. Remember that big 24-inch singing bowl? Did you like that tone? It cleanses everything, gets people on the right tonality, because like Dave said, you have to be of the right tonality to actually communicate. And that sometimes takes time.
Well, and I heard from somebody else that a certain number of people said, F this, I'm out of here. And then after they left, that's when all the cool stuff started to happen.
Well, they always make sure that those bad guys leave, and the good people that stay get to see some nice things. And that's really honestly true. We've had many expeditions around the world, CE5s with 30 to 500 people, and when these people throw their temper tantrums because they want to go, wait, oh, that's a real UFO. If you're out there to see Shamu, this ain't SeaWorld, sorry. And that's what people come out there. They have the wrong ego intention because they're like, well, I'm just here, to see this, see something so I can take a picture of it and sell it to the National Enquirer for $1,200. Trust me, it's happened. That's not the intention you have to have. if you want to be elevated in consciousness and communicate with people that are a little bit more elevated than we are consciously. I mean, they're not chopping their heads off. You know, they're not like hating each other, fighting over material things. But they were once us, and they have compassion for us. And guess what? Because of all of you, we're finally going to get there.
All right. Emery Smith. Corey, I know that you've had various very specific coachings from the beings about what are the things that we need to do to be ready for this cosmic evolutionary leap, which includes, of course, direct contact with them. You've had Anshar telling you that they were going to start making in-person contacts with people in the future. So could you give us some of the protocols of what they said would be necessary if the people in this audience, let's say, want to be among the first who are going to get those in-person contacts like what you guys have had already?
Sure. First of all, these positive beings, before they manifest in front of you or show themselves in front of you, they go into a, well, to us, we think of meditation and communicating with our higher selves as this whole process. But fourth density, they're really already connected. They and their higher self communicate with your higher self first. And then your higher self communicates back whether you get any in-person visitations or any communication at all, or what type and how it should begin. And usually it begins in dream work.
What about things like synchronicity, seeing number patterns, stuff like that? Right,
yeah. One of the interesting things about the Anshar is that that's how they communicate with us. They and other beings from the future even are here with us right now. There's a interesting time or interesting event. They are able to use, like the Anshar, their technology are these chairs that they sit in, and it focuses their consciousness and interacts with space-time, and it is like they're floating right there, almost like, you know, an angel, you know, in the room. I sat in the chairs and experienced the technology, and they will follow a family line for many, many generations, watching how they develop and the cycles that they go through, and they will communicate with people. They give them downloads. Many have been experiencing downloads lately. They let people know they're on the right path with synchronicities, kind of like dropping breadcrumbs.
Well, don't you think it's interesting how many times when you really do your homework that the great inventors who have made some of the most important breakthroughs in our technology say that they got their inventions in dreams?
Or downloads.
Yeah. So if it starts with dream contact, are there certain character qualities, are there certain practices that we could have here that would help us to be ready for the actual in-person, the really gee whiz stuff?
Beings who are coming down and visiting people face to face during the 30s, 40s, and 50s. The consciousness level back then and even now, when these beings come and visit the average ego person, they begin to get a Christ complex. It happens over and over and over, and the most humble people would begin to, why are they coming to me? I must be special. What's so special about me? Then they go introspective in the wrong way. What they want is for us to go introspective in the right way, to deal with our personality distortions that we haven't dealt with yet. Those personality distortions are usually what stands in the way when the higher self communication occurs between the other being and you. They're like, oh no, this person has a distortion towards this. If they have an in-person communication, then it's going to be detrimental to them.
So based on what Emery was saying about being angry or something, would that be classified as a personality distortion that would have impacted his communication with these beings in the OR?
It's more of a, I guess, a symptom of a personality distortion. Why is the person not in control, or why are they having agitation? What was their trigger? You know, you got to trace all of that back through all of the painful, unpleasant genesis. You know, you getting angry is just a symptom of the wider problem they want you to deal with.